Yo, what up? And welcome to the Tailgate, an extension to a regular podcast where we get you hyped and ready for the game. I'm your host, Smarts, alongside the always angry Angel, his counterpart, instigating George, and the man with some facts, Maza. This is the Tailgate.
Good evening.
Oh, it worked this time. It worked this time.
How you guys doing?
Chilling.
Yeah. Listen,
Yeah.
at one point this season, we're gonna have a 4-man tailgate, but today we're joined by Angel and unfortunately Maza.
Oh shit! Last week Angel was out too, huh?
Yeah. I was driving back from
Fuck it.
Vegas.
Next week I'm off. Fuck it.
Hell yeah!
I'm
There you
fine.
go. That's how it works. That's how it
all
works.
4 of us at one point, man.
This is our PTO.
Listen, Maza would have been with us, but daddy duties calls, and apparently his boy was playing out there with chocolate. He's just kind of face painting with chocolate. So
Okay, that makes me jealous though, because
It's all over the walls.
I'm craving some chocolate right now, really bad. It's crazy. I have a chocolate protein shake.
Protein. Yeah.
It's not doing it for me, and I haven't had an Oreo in I don't know how long. It's how George says go eat an Oreo the other day. Tell me go eat an Oreo, whatever.
That was your problem.
Yeah.
Huh?
You almost cried.
Yeah,
huh?
it's still my problem. Like I'm still on some sort of problem because I need an Oreo. It's bad right now. Like right now, it's bad. It's really bad. And I saw George walking around with an Oktoberfest, and it just pisses me off.
Dog, this is the best beer to ever be created.
It's just fire, bro.
Ever.
Yeah.
As I said last week, I say every time we do a tailgate, this one is the warm up, is the tailgate before the game ahead of us. Try to get you out of here 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes. Last week was an hour and change. But this time it won't be that long. We're not
Pretty sure that'd be like 15 minutes tops.
Yeah, we're straight.
Listen, it should be right, because this week we're previewing the San Jose match this Sunday at 7:30.
8.
8.
Is it 8 o'clock? Okay, so the San Jose match at 8 o'clock away. Listen, we decided to wait until after the San Jose match just so we can have some notes and we could talk about it a little bit.
Dog, we should have went in 20 minutes into that game.
Exactly. 30 minutes, the game was over, right? At 30 minutes, the game was over.
What? 30 minutes? I don't know. I think that game was over like 15 minutes in.
Actually,
It was 3-0. 50, yeah, it was like 50 or like 4-0, 20 minutes in. Yeah, it was like, what?
Yeah.
What?
We could have done this during the halftime, but we decided to just kind of watch the thing. Also, it was Thursday Night Football.
There's a few things. The Lakers played. Yeah.
Dodgers are still playing. Dog, this is the
Sparks
best
lost.
play ever.
Yeah. Did they?
Yeah, they lost.
Tennis, Serena Williams
That's
lost.
Yeah, she did in semis. I saw that shit right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Osaka's still playing.
I mean, listen, all this.
He scored a banger today.
Hey,
Like,
Loki. Hey, we're very well rounded, huh? When it comes to sports.
PSG got their ass handed to them today.
That's not fair.
You know?
They have 8 people who
It doesn't fucking matter. It's PSG. You have that. You're PSG. Fuck that. You're losing to Lens. The fuck?
It's PSG, so you expect them to lose the Lens if they don't have their top 3.
Hey, but listen, I don't know why the fuck I was up at like 4:35 this morning, and I was able to watch like the first 10-15 minutes of Sandrini's team against Hulk's team.
Here we go.
That shit was whack as fuck.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you right now. I usually, I'm always gonna be club over any player. I don't really get attached to players, but I kind of wish we had a Sandrini back though. I wish we could just hold them on some Tam shit, because man.
Crazy, huh?
His form right now, he'd do wonders with us in.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna talk shit. I
Hey, but what they say in the chat though, in our quote unquote clicky chat,
No, that's not even.
that he probably pulled like 4 muscles doing that.
No,
Oh,
this is
Probably out for the season.
Toxic as fuck. I mean, it's in the name. It's toxic as fuck. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's start off. Let's start off with what we saw from San Jose today, which is very little, right? Which is very little. As we're alluding to, they took a fat L today. They took a 7-1 loss, and on a penalty that, in my opinion, wasn't a penalty. I don't know if you guys can see that.
No, but it was not a penalty.
Like my man stepped on. He stepped on the defender, right? And
if anything, should have been a penalty the other way. Fuck it.
Yeah. It's a pity call. So whatever. 7-1. And Angel, I mean, before we started recording, you were talking about it could have been 10, right? Because they missed some like pretty clear chances. Seattle.
Yeah.
So it could have been
Seattle
10.
did. It could be like 10. Yeah, that's crazy.
I went in and I looked at their lineups. It seemed like a lot of the midfield was swapped out from the game against.
And I figured you were probably gonna go there, and I went back and I looked at the last 4 or 5 games. Obviously they've gotten their ass beat quite a bit lately, which is crazy because they were playing really well. And I don't know what the fuck. I'm glad though. I'm glad. No, but even before Orlando, like towards the end of last season too, like it was after they were getting their ass beat for like the first quarter of the season, they had a decent run in the second. Well, I say 3/4 of the season. Problem with them is they fucked up so bad in the first part of the season that they just missed the playoffs by I don't know how many points.
I mean,
but
3-4 weeks ago, you're riding pretty high on.
Oh,
you know, what I mean,
they were playing nice, bro.
I mean, for that, you know.
Well, it's true though because they were. I'm telling you, it's the type of shit that I have been saying for them that they were playing well, and it pissed me off to see because how is it that they were? And again, with them, it was an ongoing thing from last year, right? So it's not like it just had started. But listen, as a two of you right now saw on the chat how much shit we were talking because it makes me so happy to see them dumpster fire again. Like they're there again, and it seems like they're just spiraling out of control, and I love it, and that makes me so happy. But I bring that up because I went back and I saw the last 4 or 5 few games, and if you see the games, they don't have one set squad, right? So when you say that some of their midfielders are missing, I mean. Depends, because you can see like 2-3 games ago, it was a mix of the same squad that played today, and then the squad from last game was quote unquote starters or whatever, but they don't have a say. Lineup. Hey, like we do right now, right? Where we're kind of already know what our lineup's going to be going
like 2
into.
2 spots for us that we don't, that could change.
Right.
Well, the only reason I brought it up is because the only positive result was their last game against Colorado when they tied 1-1. Right. That's the only reason I brought it up because they found. I wouldn't say success, but they at least got a point. Even though it seems like they were at home, they got a point. So that's why I brought it up. But
no, they were away to Colorado.
Okay, sure. Like okay. Either way, though, you're right. Right, like this team.
I think they were home. I think you're right as fuck.
They were home.
Yeah, they were home because Colorado they just played yesterday and that was at home.
But you're right though, right? Like there is inconsistencies in their lineups.
Mm-hmm.
But they haven't.
The few, like I think that might still be like the constant. There's probably Nick Lima, who I know was missing, or I think came in as a sub. What's his name? Is it Jackson Yule, something like that? I think I think he's one of their players too. The dude that Pavon had in his pocket, I know he's usually their right back, but he didn't seem like he did play today either. Or I think some of them came in as subs. So I mean, there was a few, but again, it's not. It was a mix of what they've made before, so it's not like you can say, hey, it's their A squad. It was like a mixture of A and B, if you want to say that, right? So it's not like they were fully handicapped.
Again, I'll go back to what you said, right? Like they haven't had a definite start lineup since the phase field 1 started, right? So we can't bank on that. Like again, I brought it up just because they had gotten a positive result or a result in the last game, but it didn't work out, right? They got their ass whooped. Here's the question, right? Does this light a fire in their ass? Was this the punch they needed in their mouth, right? We took nasty L's in Orlando and kind of woke up after that. Given there was like 6 weeks in between that, but are you guys scared? Maybe not scared, but are you guys worried about that being a thing? About them?
Listen, I'll be devil's advocate here, and anytime that we played them and we weren't in shape, we'd set it to rivalry game. Anything could happen.
Yep.
So I mean, I'll throw the whole. Same goes for them. I don't think that. You know what? This might be a bad thing. The fact that these motherfuckers lost 7-1. I don't want the Galaxy to look at it and be like, "Oh, okay, it's going to be a walk in the park." Because if they go into the game with that mentality, it could be a rough night.
Yep. I agree. Angel, here's a question, right? Like, their center backs seem to be like their center backs and maybe their forwards seem to be like their only constant. But as we've seen today, I mean, we're talking about in the chat, right? Morris in more than one occasion, but especially on one occasion, just drops his shoulder and gets past them without them even really reacting to it.
Did you see where he started that? He started from Morris started that fucking goal from like the halfway line, but by the sideline, almost by where the players come in. Or usually by where the fourth official is usually at, right? When the players come in as a round sub, he was like right there, quick little turnaround, cuts, and just fucking sprints down the middle. Like, what?
Like almost no reaction too. Like from the
they were just watching him go by.
Yep. Again,
crazy, man, crazy.
Do you think? I mean, Pavon. I think Pavon could do that.
That's exactly the name that came to my mind too.
Right. I mean, if Morris could do it, I mean, Pavon could do it. So let's get into that. Is that something you guys think we'll see, or what's the approach the Galaxy need to take to put on a display like this, right? Because now I'm getting a little greedy, right? I'm confident that I think we'll get a win, but I would like it to be a statement win. What do the G's have to do to get that? What a statement win, score, win comfortably? What is it in the team that has to?
I think George should just channel his inner Charles Barkley right now.
For those of you who don't know, last tailgate we were talking about punch him in the mouth.
No, it was a regular episode.
Oh, an episode or something like that. And they called us Charles and Shaq. The day after, which was a Thursday or a Tuesday, Charles Barkley said punch him out. So I didn't want to be Charles, but fuck it, I'll take it.
You're Charles.
But,
You're Charles.
Yo, punch him in the mouth early. Get an early go on this team. That's the best thing that you could do, especially after going down 7-1 in your previous game. Imagine if you get a goal in the first 5-10 minutes. What does that do to you? That shit's just going to wreck you. And keep composure. Keep composure because this team, once they get that happening, especially against the LA Galaxy, I see them going out to hit. I see them trying to take something out. So keep your composure, play the ball, play quick touches once that starts happening. But ultimately, find a goal within the first 15 minutes, and I think it's lights out for this team.
You know,
listen, I'm with George though. I think that's why I said George, insert your, because I had a feeling of where you were going to go with your statement, and I have nothing else to add. I mean, these guys got fucking mollywopped. They got rocked. You know, it I don't even know what to say. It was so embarrassing. I wanted 10. Like I wanted more. I was pissed when Seattle did. Yeah, like I was fucking hot. I was mad that Seattle couldn't score more. Like I was pissed, right? But I'm with George, man. They're wounded, right? And I get the whole rivalry thing or whatever, but we're flying high, and we need to fucking take this confidence and just give it to them. Just right from the get-go. Listen, and even if we can't get a couple in, a few chances, whatever, is just keep them on their ass, right? So they're nervous. Keep them nervous. At minimum, keep them nervous.
I hear you. You know, one thing that concerns me though, or not even concerns me, one factor that I do want to put in is Wondolowski, right? Not so much the threat that he could be himself, because I do believe that our defense could handle him. But he understands this rivalry more than anybody else on the two squads combined, I believe. Right? He's been fighting this rivalry when it was really a rivalry, when they had the leg up and then we had the leg up. He's been through all that. How fired up you think he could get the team playing at home against the Galaxy?
I think that's just going to be, I think that's their best chance, that man getting this team fired up, because as of right now, you could only imagine how that locker room looks after losing 7-1. Yeah. So, I mean, shit, that's really all they got going for them. Now, does that mean he's going to start? I doubt he's going to start. I don't see him running a full 90. So if he doesn't start, I mean, this goes back to what I said. Hit them when they're down. Hit them when they're down. He's not in there to save them. He's not in there to get them wound up. He could have a pregame speech, whatever it is. But if you get a pregame speech, you come out, you get a first goal in the first 15 minutes, that shit goes out the window.
You know what the difference though to me is from the past to this iteration that we've seen from San Jose the last 3-4 games is that even before when they were bad and we were bad, I get the whole, look, Wando knows the history and shit. Listen, we've said this shit on this podcast so many times, and we said that this is a rivalry game, and when we know this, right? At this point, for us three and everyone's listening to us for a while, it's like a broken record. But in the past, I feel that they've actually had the players to come in, and let's say Galaxy's looking better, or we're winning or whatever, they've had some players with attitude that are enforcers per se, or it was gonna be gritty, and I don't feel that from San Jose anymore. Like Matias Almeida, to me, he's trying to get this team to play a little bit more fluid, and I think he lost. To me, it was Eriksson, right? That was their guy, and they I don't know. I think he went back to somewhere in Europe. I think it was. They just traded him. I don't know what happened around it, but that was their guy. They let him go like 3 games ago. I don't know what it was, but to me, he was like the Yellow Van Damme per se. Like even if the team is not playing well, listen, he's gonna come in and fucking crack someone type of thing. and just gonna get the team going. I don't see that from them now. They don't have that Goonies mentality. Like now they're conceding the late goals. Now they can't get it's not their team anymore, and it's crazy because this is the one thing that I would take this fat as hell. Gladly take it. Right at the beginning, before we started this mini series, this phase, you guys remember when the two L's W?
Yeah.
I can bring it back. You want to bring?
Yeah, if you want to bring it back, it's fine. But I bring that up because I actually, I found a ways to make the other games positive, right? Where we could get results.
Yeah.
But the only games that to me were like, no, we're gonna take a fat ass L. San Jose, both games, right? No questions asked. Fat ass L's.
Yep.
All the other games, I was a little bit more optimistic, which is crazy because I had a little bit of Rudy in me, and look, it's worked out so far. Great. But the San Jose thing, and I'm own that shit. Like I felt that for a reason. Like I know why I'm saying it. It's been years now, right? Listen, where it's been an ongoing thing. But this time around,
I'm sorry. Yeah. You said when we went through the phase 1 and the games we were playing. Well, I agreed with you too. Like, and again, right, I'm the most optimistic. I gave them the most points. But both games that we're scheduled to play against them, I gave them L's. I followed suit with the rest of you guys because. I mean, it was the evidence that we had, right? For the last few years, we have not been able to step up and meet them with the same intensity. What you say, though, is interesting, right? Because you saying, and I agree with it, that they lost that Goonies mentality, right? Quote unquote Goonies mentality, that like hard knocking, they'll beat you physically or within the game, right? They lost it. At the same time, though, we don't have that either. So,
but the difference is that we actually are playing well and we're good, right? And this is a fact. Our players that we've been asking them to play are finally playing. Right, so that's irrelevant. We don't need to. How are they going to stop us at this point? Because we're going to come in and we're going to dictate the game. That's how it's going to be. There's no question about it. Right? If anyone thinks otherwise, then I'll bet you $5. And I don't really. If that happens,
there you go.
Listen, I'm saying if that happens, then I'll pay the $5. But I don't think there's anyone in MLS world right now that generally thinks that we're going to come out there and San Jose is going to dictate the game. And what I mean to dictate the game is, they're going to be, the team is going to be proposed, and the team is going to be actually playing. The team is going to be, sure, they might have an attack here and there, a counterattack, or whatever, but easily to me, I see that possession is going to be Galaxy, right? Galaxy is going to possession. And I'm sure you get what I'm trying to say here, right?
Galaxy is going to dictate the pace of the game. Right?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. And that's, again, the only way you can probably stop us at this point, and it's soccer, right? And again, rival games, so sure, anything can happen. I get that. But based on what we know and what we can see, they can't come and kick us. They can't come and hit us. And even they try to do that, though, Rudy, you said that we don't, but we do have players that have that type of attitude. They just don't show it as much, but when it comes out, it comes out.
Well, again, it's not their characteristics, right? Like,
it's not their MO, but doesn't mean they don't have it in them.
No. I mean, that's not what I meant. I meant our players are usually not there. That's not their MO, like George said. But you know what? That's enough rejoicing in San Jose's shittiness, which we like.
I'm glad they suck. It makes me so happy. Like, it's
petty as fuck, but I'm happy about it too. Exactly.
I'm allowed to do this because a lot of you guys listening are still in the LAFC rivalry shit. I don't give a fuck what's going on with LAFC. It's San Jose. The moment that they're fucking burning like this, I get so happy. I get
Brady might not be the best.
Listen, I'm all for my team and I get that shit, but there's just, you guys feel the same way I do. We have this history with San Jose, both in the stands, off the stands, on the pitch, you name it. There's just so much, right? And it's just a different type of rivalry to us. Yeah. So the fact that they're burning and their fans are starting to disappear, it's just amazing to me. It's
their fans weren't really there to begin with, so.
It's crazy that it's how bad it, yeah. Yeah, listen, no, things are great here in Galaxy Land right now. Fucking love this shit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're right. You're right. I still maybe we lay off all the burning reference just because the whole West Coast is right now. So maybe we lay off of the burning reference. All right.
I didn't mean it that way, but all right. The dumpster fire thing. I'm not the one revealing babies, so it's not on me.
All right, but what I want to transition to is let's talk about the Galaxy. And let's start off with, what do we think the lineups are going to be? Again, I don't think this is going to be hard for us, right? They've been pretty consistent, but George or Angel, whoever wants to take the lead on this. And
I think the big questions are, is Jonah and Chicha going to start? I think from there, I personally, I see Rolf starting again. I see Araujo being on the right. I see Pavon on the left. I don't see much of a change. The question is Jonah and Chicha starting again? I'd like to see Jonah start. Personally, I don't even think Chicha is going to be available, or he might be a last minute thing. His wife is due for birth.
They said he's already confirmed.
Yeah, but his wife's due for birth any second now.
Gotcha.
Any second now. So I wouldn't be surprised, which is, it's family. That's completely it. That's how I would hate for any of you motherfuckers on Twitter to be mad because of that.
Hey, listen, I was mad at fucking Ashley Cole, but that's a different story.
Yeah, but if he's available, he's good to go. I want him coming off the bench.
Really?
I want him to get the same treatment that Jonah did.
Actually,
you know what's crazy though?
Before we get there, right? Because that's a conversation. But before we get there, let's talk about it, right? It's Bingham and Go. I don't think. Unfortunately, that's what it is, right? Depew and Stair is a center back. That doesn't change. George is saying Rolf out right.
I'm saying Araujo. I'm going Araujo.
So that's a coin flip, right? Because I'm undecided too. It could be either one of those two. And to be quite honest with you, I wouldn't be upset. Yeah, exactly. Yep. I wouldn't be upset.
Yeah.
Our left, we definitely have Insua, right?
Oh, it's not sure? Oh, my bad. I remember people wanting Insua out. My bad. I apologize.
No. So it's Insua left.
You petty as fuck this pod.
Yeah. That sounds lazy. Shit makes me happy.
Then the middle. Can we all agree with Kitchen first?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, especially for this game.
All right. So we got Kitchen as our real defensive midfielder. And then it's another coin flip between Benny and Jonah for the other center midfielder. Yes,
it's crazy. I'm with George. I think Jonah's gonna get the nod here. Like right now, it's definitely a good game to do it.
Okay, again though, right? If we see the lineup on Sunday and it's Joe Benny, you're not like, what the fuck is this?
I'm not mad at that either.
No, I'm not mad at it. No, of course not. Yeah.
So again, let's call it a coin flip because either way, like we're cool with that. We're thinking Araujo. Wait, actually, no. Because I'm just thinking he might be dipping. So who do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Efrain. I'm gonna say Efrain. Yeah, I say Efrain's gonna go on the right. Yeah.
George, what do you think?
I'm saying Rolf on the right and then Araujo on the right as well.
On the right.
Yeah, right, man.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the last game that we have scheduled, correct?
Yeah. We have to make up the Seattle game because we didn't play Seattle.
We got to make it up, but they haven't added it to the schedule yet.
So to me, I want Jonah out there. I want Jonah to get a 90 under his belt, especially if we're going to go into a break, because I would hate for him to come in off the bench, get 45, and then kind of not have a full 90 under his belt, us going into the next phase.
Yeah. Which is interesting. And we'll get conversation that. But let's finish this lineup.
So it's going to be Araujo on the right for me.
Araujo, I think Araujo or Efra. I think if we see Araujo right back, then we probably will see Efra right mid. Legit down the middle, right? Cam? Our Cam legit.
That's crazy, huh? It's crazy. It's settled.
Our Cam legit. And obviously Pavona left, and then Subak. No, actually, so here's what we're gonna talk, right? If available, right? Given that if his wife goes to labor, I'm with you, George. The rest of you guys can fuck off and let the man be next to his wife if you can, because the whole COVID shit is weird still. So I don't know if he could be in the hospital or everything, but I'm sure he wants to be nearby and attentive to whatever she needs. I wouldn't be mad at that. But let's say she's good, and he travels with the team and he's available. Who are you starting? Are you starting Subak or Chicharito? George, let's start with you. Starting Subak.
I'm starting Subak. Chicharito just started training this week. He hasn't. I believe he started training off to the side last week a couple times. I don't want to put him out there, especially if he's as fragile as we think he is, or there might be knocks there. Nothing's wrong with the lineup right now. As opposed to nothing's wrong enough for us to make an immediate change. Zubak has been okay enough, and especially I think if now more than ever we're going to be playing a San Jose team that's down and depleted. You're not going to put someone out there and jeopardize another injury. So to me, I'll put Zubak out there and have Chicha kind of go back in.
Which is crazy. To me, I see this from a different perspective. This is why I like our podcast. It's crazy because I've been thinking about this, and for a while I would agree with you guys how give him the Jonah treatment. I think we even addressed it on the last pod. But thinking about it more, if he's fit and he looks like he lost weight, right? So I say start him. Because apart from that one game where Zubak scored the goal against LAFC, he really hasn't done anything. He's missed some good opportunities.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, right, and if we're putting in Chicha and we're trying to win, score some goals, if we're trying to punch him in the mouth, do this whole thing, make it early, just let him go in there from the get-go. And and try to score the goals and try to get. And listen, he's gonna be rusty, I imagine, but then that's okay, in my opinion, right? Because right now we have up to 5 substitutions, and I recall like one of them can be done differently. So I don't want to say it's a wasted sub, but it's a gamble of a sub, right? And right now I think we're in a position where we can take this gamble. And worst case scenario, let's say he can't go for because he feels it a little bit, and hey, I'm still not good, I need the sub, or he only goes 45 minutes. Then Zubak can at least come in and at least he's going to run nonstop, running. And at that point, we're hoping that there's some level of tiredness to San Jose's backline, right? Or it doesn't matter who is playing in the back four. There has to be some level of that, right? Because at that point, I'm thinking it's going to be Pavon coming at you, it's going to be Chichero coming at you, Leggett, and whoever we have on the right wing, whether it's Efra or whether it's Araujo, that's not going to change. They're both quick, so they're going to be coming at them with the speed. So we can add that element. Chicharito's not the fastest guy, but he's also not the slowest. But if you can add that element, like, hey, we have our striker, our guy that's supposed to make these moves inside the box. Do whatever you can. Get him as tired as much as you can. And then we throw in just Zubak in there. We'll go run around like a headless chicken and see what you can make out of it.
Listen, hearing both sides. Hold on. Hearing both sides. I don't think that there's a bad choice to this.
Yeah. So here's my take on this. I'm agree with Angel on you put him in from the start, right? A lot of same reasons, but also because the way the team's playing right now, you're not asking Chicharito to do a lot of defensive shit, right? You're asking him to be a striker and a striker only at this point. Make some runs, yes, but be a striker. And with Chicharito there, like that's 2 defenders who are gonna keep an eye on Chicharito, no matter what. Mm-hmm. No matter what, like one leg.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. Just the name of it, it's already gonna attract double coverage, right? Yeah. Where Zubak, no one really gives a shit the fuck he's doing. Exactly. I didn't even think about that. See, so there you go. That adds extra stuff to my shit. Yeah.
So his name, one leg Chicharito attract the defenders. He needs to pull him away from Pavon, from whoever's in the right side, from Leggett, and also like again, if we're thinking that it might be Jonah from a late running Jonah, right? Like he's gonna have that space to move into these gaps where they're not gonna be defenders because they're pulling for Chicharito and the rest of the team attacking. And like Angel said, right? Give him the first 45 minutes if that's all he has. But again, in my opinion, they held him out a lot. Like he wasn't even in training until this week. That gives me the impression, and again, I might be wrong on this, but my impression is that they held him out that long to make sure he was good, and now he's full team training, right? Because last week, like George said, last week he trained off to the side by himself. This week he was in the team 100%, and the way
we confirmed that because of our inside source that I drink coffee with. Apparently, he said that he was training to the side.
Yeah, pussy. And on top of that, like. Listen, and this is my perception of it. This is my take on it. It looks like these guys are going hard in training right now, right? We saw a picture of them practicing on Monday, Labor Day Monday, which is crazy, right? Because
they're out there laboring like we were laboring.
Yeah,
exactly. There you go.
Yeah. But they have played on Sunday. And they're out there training on Monday. Like that's the work ethic right now. They have the team, and that's by all means good in my eyes, right? So I think he gets to start. If he travels, I think he gets to start and they kind of let him go to see how long he go without,
Not mad at it.
And not neither, because I need to see Chicharito.
To be clear, my starting of Zubak isn't the team is better off without Chicha. Yeah. Everyone can fuck off with that mentality. That mentality is a stupid mentality. It's crazy that I've read things like that. It's insane, but.
That's because they're not listening to straight from the stands. We explained to them why he was not going to work, and now the team is operating in a way that he will work.
This is the team. This is the philosophy. This is the style. This is the ideas that we wanted for this man. Mm-hmm. This team is set for him now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
And we're still missing a piece that's still questionable if he's even going to end up coming. Right. So
did you hear the interview with
GBS?
With GBS today?
No, I missed it.
He thinks it's like happening next week or like really, really soon, right? Like he even said, I'm going back to obviously in the news, but we're hoping to have him within the next week or so. So
okay.
It seems like it's coming. I'm not gonna repeat your message in the chat.
Oh, the chat. Oh, well, at this point, might as well just send him back and we just get somebody else. I mean, we're almost into the second stage. If he's not here by the second stage, then what the fuck's the point?
Listen, playoffs. That's all I care
about.
Right,
but that's what I'm saying. We can just get someone else that can actually come.
Listen, I'm okay for him coming right now in between the 2 phases.
Yeah, and getting
and then
for second phase.
Yeah, of course.
All right, so we have a good idea of the lineup because it hasn't changed much, and it seems like everybody's ready to go. Again, the questions are: is Jonah starting? Is the Chicha starting? Who's playing outright? Right, like those are the questions. But for the most part, though, there's just good 7 players there that we know they're going to be in there, and everybody except for Bingham, we're pretty confident with right now. Earlier, we talked about punching them in the mouth early. Let's get into that a little bit more. Like, is it more of the same, right? Like, we want more of the same patience on the ball and line diagonal pass back. Is there anything else you guys want to add to that?
You set it up perfectly by alluding to this last game that they just played against Seattle. Jordan Morris's quickness down the line. Replace that with Pavon, diagonal pass back, or taking them 1-on-1, taking a right shot, second post. That's all I want to see. That's it.
I mean, Pavon was already doing that against Thompson. Remember?
Yeah,
He made him just do that all game. Yeah. Listen, if you have to, and if it's working, there's no reason why you shouldn't just keep doing it until they finally stop you. There's no reason why you should stop doing that. If that's the strong suit, and that's their weakness, then attack their fucking weakness. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm pretty sure we pointed that out in the episode recapping that match, right? Like the Galaxy gave the ball to Pavon almost every single time they could, and Pavon drove that kid back every single time, right? And
he's probably still having nightmares. Right now, he's not having nightmares.
Right now,
he's 7-1, and he's not even playing Pavon.
Exactly, right? Like we just took an L7-1, and now I got to go play against Pavon. Now I got to go. Listen, it's nightmares for the kid, and I'm okay with that, right?
That's their problem, not ours.
Yeah, no. Listen,
we've had our problems. We've had our problems.
We had our problems for like 4 years. So chill.
I'm trying to exploit that though, man. I want Pavon to do that. And for me, like, cause I'm also in the boat where I think Jonah starts. I want to see Jonah with those late runs to the middle of the box, bro. Right, to the middle box, top of the box, and have him find those diagonal passes and try to get some shots in. I'm excited for this game. I'm a little scared because of that. I'm a little scared for that, right? Because it's not a normal feeling. It hasn't been a normal feeling for a while, so I'm a little scared of that. But I'll let my logic take over, and we've been performing this way for 4 games in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I had this conversation earlier this week with somebody, and they're not bought in yet. They're not bought into the Galaxy's this, right? And my explanation for the reason why I'm bought in is because these guys have won these games convincingly. Even that 3-2 versus San Jose, like they won it convincingly.
We should have won by more, and I think we talked about it. It should have like 5-3, 5-2 or something like that.
Yeah, but even that game, right? Like there was sense that the guys knew what they were doing, and they had it under control almost every single time. None of these games have been victories by luck or by bad rep decisions. None of that, right? It's been definitely earned by the Galaxy. So that gives me a lot of comfort. And seeing these guys just fucking spin out of control this game versus Seattle kind of gives me more confidence that we should be able to handle this game without a problem.
Mm-hmm.
All right, boys, let's get into some predictions. Let's go. George, you want a proxy for Maza?
Yep. So Maza can't be here, but he sent in his thing. He said 3-0 Galaxy. Pavon, Joe, and Chicha are scoring. I'm sorry, I read that the wrong way. So I'm going 0-3. He thinks San Jose is going to win with one Dolosky hat trick. He should have been here to protect himself.
Fucking awesome, dog. I can't believe he's going right.
That was a piece of shit.
I knew it. I knew that San Jose.
Yeah. San Jose has food, though. All right, George, since you backed up Maza, why don't you go ahead and go first on your prediction?
I'm right with him. 3-0 Galaxy. I see Pavon, Jonah, and Chicha. I think all of our DPs are scoring this game.
Let's go. Trifecta. I fucks with that. Hey, Joe, what you got for me?
Listen, I'm going to quote this from one of the guys in our clicky chat. From John. And I quote, "I want nothing short of 5 goals or it's an L." That's how I feel about it too.
We'll tell his ass to get out there and fucking score the goals then.
I'll tell him. I don't know. I don't think his knee's capable, but I'll tell him to do it.
Meathead ass can't run, dog.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm in the same boat. Listen, it has to be like a molly whopping and ass whooping. We have to beat the shit out of him. So I'm gonna say the same. I'll just maybe add 1 because David Bingham and it's his best friends. So I'm gonna say 5-2 Galaxy.
I'm there with you, right? I don't know if I said this episode or I said it right before we started recording, but I would love nothing less than a fucking statement win, a real statement win. If we can get the likes of a 7-1, like what I mean, anything above a 5-1, because I agree with you. I think Bingham gives them at least one. I'll be happy with. But I'm gonna lock it in, and I'm gonna say 6-2. Galaxy.
Oof.
Hat-trick Pavon.
Nice.
Hat-trick Pavon. Goal from Chicha. Goal from Jonah.
Nice.
And Efra or Julian. One or two score one too. And I'll be happy as fuck. I'll probably be drunk because the last few games I've been doing shots every single goal and shot for a victory. So if we get 6 goals, I'm gonna have 7 shots and follow my Instagram to see them live.
I'll be in Arizona watching this game, boys. So GG's for me from Arizona. That heat's gonna fuck me up.
So take some shots. So take some shots.
Yeah, sure.
True.
All right, boys. Anything else? You want to plug anything else? Let's talk about the after thing again. Do you have date for that intro?
Yeah. I can actually pop it up really quick.
Yeah. Let's do that. Back them up.
So peep this. So our friends over at AFJA, and if you didn't catch it in the last pod, they're trying to, they're having a little loteria game going on September 26th. Head over to I know their Instagram is afja.es. I think you could find them the same under AFJA on Twitter. Help out. I know that they're trying to, from last I spoke to Steve, they're kind of on the comeback because a lot of people have been supporting, a lot of their efforts from supporting La Pupusa in downtown LA to this loteria thing they have going on. I know they have a target that they're trying to reach. Apparently they're I think they said just a little over halfway of that target. So if we can, again, in the Galaxy community here, we can get together and support the cause. Again, it's an amazing cause. If you don't know what they're doing, head over to their sites. Look at the videos. They have some amazing content of what they're doing with their academies down in Central America. The plan for them and the long-term goal is ideally to have at least one academy in as many, third world countries as possible to support, kids just to play soccer, man. That's really what it is. A lot of these kids, they don't have access to uniforms, to soccer balls, to any type of soccer gear. So that's essentially what AFJA provides, in amongst other things, right? Just think of the academy. So, let's do our part. If you can, head on over to AFJA and, support. If you can, it's just get the loteria thing. They'll send it to your house. Then you just jump on September 26th. Did I say? What was it? September? I'll tell you right now. I have it right here. On September 26th, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, just to play a round of loteria. I imagine there's a prize involved with that. But also head over to La Pupusa. I think that's what they call it, La Pupusa LA, downtown LA, or is what it is. The same thing. You see it on their site too. I know they're having some merch. They're saying some merch where about half of the proceeds are going directly to the AFJA Foundation. So if you want some Pupusa merch or you want to support some Salvadorans and some Guatemalans, again, head on over, just buy some merch if you can, or the loteria thing, however you can, or if you just want to do a monetary donation. I believe they have a way to the account set up where you can, head on over and send whatever you can. Again, anything helps. I don't know if they're collecting gear right now because of the whole COVID situation. So I think they're trying to do just monetary right now. But I know usually when it comes to pre-COVID, anything was game. Anything that was soccer related, they were all for it. But I think right now with the current situation, they are asking for monetary donations. So anything that you guys can do, greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, and just kind of back up Angel a little bit here. If helping kids out in Central America doesn't entice you, just remember what they did for us for Central America night last year. If you guys remember that was one hell of a night. Maybe all the MLS Cups that I've been able to watch, and then the Zlatan game come before that, but that Central American night last year was amazing. Big part of that has to do with AFJA. So they're a great partner to have. Great to have them in our community. Let's back them up in every single way possible. Yep. Whether it's through the loteria, through buying their merch, or just the donations as Angel mentioned. And please check them out. Again,
yes, I have the graphic here. It's please visit www.lapupusadtla.com. Shop La Pupusa's apparel and accessories. A portion of proceeds benefit AFJA. So again, that's one option. Or if you guys just want to play some loteria, same thing. Head on over to their sites and
talking about AFJA, I know there's going to be a streaming donation thing coming soon. Local guy out of Chicago. So G's are all over the place. So if you guys can go follow Who is Kylo on Twitter. Who is Kylo, Kylo on Twitter. I know something's in the works there, so keep an eye out for it.
Yeah. He's another G fan helping out the cause. So anything you guys could do, we really appreciate it. Again, this is the community we're in. If you fuck with us, you fuck with them. So let's back each other up and get going. Anything else, boys, before we close it out? We're 40 minutes. Let's do it. Let's go quick, so we get promise on staying.
Still can't believe that. Still can't believe it's not butter.
Low key, there's 16 Terramanas available at Bevmo in Rolling Hills. So I'm gonna go get one tomorrow.
Hey, Bevmo. Can I Venmo you real quick? Can I sell you? All right, offline. Offline. With that being said, it's another episode of the Tailgate. I'm your boy Rudy at I'm Smarts on Twitch. I'm Smarts on Twitter. I'm Smarts on Instagram.
Jay Undefeated 7, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter.
So Angel, follow me at LiveAF96 on Twitter and ADF3691, and hit me at 3 of us up for info for after if you need that. Yep, we got you.
This is Maza here. San Jose Earthquake's gonna win. Peace, love, and cheese up.
Peace, y'all. Have a great night.